Hello, students. Welcome back to your economics class. We're doing chapter 3 Poverty as a Challenge. In this chapter, we understood who are poor, then, you all understood what are the variables of poverty. Then, last class, I introduced you all to two types of poverty found in India, urban and rural. I had even asked you to pen down a day as the rural poverty case. Today we are doing two more case studies. We're going to learn about Madhoram. Okay, so these are not in your textbook, so pay lots of attention because again, these two case studies that I will show you all will be highlighting many problems and many myths of poverty that we may have or we may know someone who has. So Madhuram, he is a cobbler living in a small village bordering near Haryana and Rajasthan. It is since years that he has earned his livings by mending shoes as a hawker in the narrow lanes of the village. He belongs to the scheduled caste community and therefore has to live in a cluster of jhugis on the outskirts of the village. So he lives in these kind of jugis, and this is generally in the outskirts of the village. He's not living in the center or near the village. Now, what happens is whoever are living in these clusters, they are basically socially backward classes, and they do not have access to the village well. So what they need to do is they need to walk 2 kilometers every day just to fetch buckets of water. And this water is not even safe to drink. So they do not even have hygienic conditions. Now, in most of the villages, backward or social castes and poverties, they are synonym to each other. They go hand in hand. So poverty for them is not only a deprivation of essential needs of life, it also implies social denigration and it infuses in them an inferiority complex. It makes them feel inferior because they are even living, they've literally been thrown out of the village saying you live on the outskirts. So these people are low on confidence, they feel inferior about everything. Now, mending shoes, Madhuram, he earns like 50 to 60 rupees a day. Okay, and he has a family of 7 members. He has a 7 member family. So, out of the 7 members, he has 3 children and he has 2 parents, and he and his wife. I'm sorry, the pictures may not really, merge in. I've tried my best to find the most suitable, but I'm sure your imagination will work wonders. So he is earning 50 to 60 rupees a day and he has a family of 7. So if you count the average, it nearly comes to 8 to 9 rupees per day per person. So this is another case of rural poverty, but over here, very important to note that they are from backward classes, they are scheduled caste. And now we come to our urban story again. So we have Sitaram over here. He is working as a night watchman in a small town for 30 years. He is now 50 years old and he has 3 daughters between the age of 15 to 20, and he has a younger son of 10 years old. Again, over here, the image is not perfectly matching in, but I am sure you can exclude the extra parts and include the extra and add the extra ones. So he has 3 daughters between the age of 15 to 20 years, and he has a younger son of 10 years. His family also includes his aged parents. Now he is living in a small rented accommodation of 1 room only, and he pays rupees 200 as rent for them, and his salary is only 1200 rupees a month. Now his mother, she is suffering from TB and the father is permanently disabled. But poverty does not allow Sitaram to get any medical help for his parents. Also, his 3 daughters have never been to school, basically because of economic problems. Now, his son, he went to school. Okay, he went to a government school, but he dropped out after 2 years. Why? Because it was very, very difficult for Sitaram to sustain the load of school fees, then books, then school dress, then conveyance of going to school, coming from school. And with just 100 rupees left after paying the rent for the house that they live in, he finds it very difficult to afford even 2 square meals a day. Then, how is he going to provide education to his son? So, he is poor. He suffers deprivation. He suffers tattered clothes, bad food, and unhygienic living conditions. These are all the description of his poor state. Now, Sitaram, he does not belong to any backward class or scheduled caste. In fact, he is a Brahmin by caste. So, the points that I wanted to highlight through both these stories are the fact that poverty cuts across caste barriers. There are certain castes in India which are by and large poor, and so the caste itself has become a description of poverty. But poverty cuts across caste barriers, and it does not mean that every scheduled caste is poor or every poor is scheduled caste. So the major characteristic features of poverty, okay, in all its forms that we have seen up till now are landlessness, lack of shelter, large sizes of family, illiteracy, lack of clean water and sanitization facilities, poor health, malnutrition, child labor, exploitation, helplessness, fatigue, and survival and fatigue and suffering, and most important, all this just for surviving it. So these were different cases of poverty. Now, what I want you all to do is we have discussed 4 cases. Urban, we discussed urban and we discussed rural, and then we saw a scheduled caste, and you have seen her Brahmin. And you now understand the concept of poverty by and large, and I think you all should be comfortable to now list out all the characteristics of poverty. So now you are a student who belongs to good school. Your school and houses, most of them have air conditions in them. You must be paying around roughly around 2000 rupees or even more just as monthly school fees. And besides this school fees, you must be having tuition fees, clothes, stationery, mobile phones, all these other expenditures. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to compare your lifestyle with any of these children who survive on rupees 8 to 9 a day. And I want you to draw the contrast and write its details. Meaning you're going to compare, of course, you will include these in your answers, but besides this, you can think of your own points. You're going to draw, you're going to if the easiest way of this would be if you imagine yourself as one of those children and imagine what your life would have in comparison to what you already have, and I want you to list it out and write about your conclusions of how your life is better or worse in whichever scenario you'll want to fit yourself in. So your current lifestyle that you're living to the lifestyle of these children, you're going to draw a comparison and you're going to write them down. Now, variables of poverty, these are the most important characteristics of poverty. Poverty is landlessness, that is lack of shelter, unemployment. Okay, landlessness is for the farmers, the ones who don't have land. But also landlessness also refers to the ones in urban places who do not have a shelter. So lack of shelter, unemployment, large family sizes, illiteracy, lack of clean water, lack of sanitization facilities, poor health and malnutrition, child labor, child labor, then comes exploitation. These people are mostly exploited. Helplessness, fatigue and suffering, all for survival. So in your answer, you will include these points, or in your comparison, you will basically compare on the basis of this, and you will draw your own comparisons and write them down. With this, I end today's class. You can spend the rest of the class time in finishing this work. With this, I end today's class. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and keep learning. Thank you.